What's up, everyone? Bradley Jack Design here with another lovely Tuesday stream early in the day. Good evening for those in the UK. Not good morning, so that's fun. Let me hit this button so now we have our super cool background music we love to listen to. Let me hit a couple buttons, see if I can get some of these subscribers and totals to update to be not 17 days old. There they go. Okay, cool. All right, let me move this slightly over. And now we are here. What's up, Quentin? Okay, so what are we doing today? We're gonna make a graphic. Gronk hit 9,000 yards receiving. So we're just gonna do an easy, not easy. We're gonna do a simple template graphic based around Gronk. What's up, Dan? So I pulled a couple images. I mean, we got a couple Gronk spikes here that we should probably use. I like this image as sort of a background image because it's him actually trying to catch a ball to receive a ball. So I thought that was good. We're going to focus on Buccaneers jerseys just because he's on the Buccaneers now. And that's, when he broke the record. Well, not record, that's when he got 9,000 yards. So there's a couple ways we can go about doing this, because this is going to be something a little different because it's going to have more information on it. So like we're going to have somewhere, say 9,000. I'll just make that now and just make it large, just so we know we have it as an asset. Let's make this, I just scroll, there we go, 9,000. So this will help. We should be able to do a little bit of typography today then, which I know is something people wanted to be touched on. So having this, can't spell anything. Having something like this will help showcase some more typography. Yeah, man, go ahead and lurk all you want, Dan. Not a problem. We've got an earlier stream. We'll see who hops in, whatnot. Not too concerned about it. So, I don't remember who posted it. I'm trying to think of other things we can put on here. Like we can put on here his yards by year. I think that would be kind of fun, like the back of a sports card. Let's pull up his stats. We'll go to here's Gronk. ProFootballReference.com is great. You're also trying to buy a Hasbulla NTF. Okay, so one thing we might do, we could do something like this. Like, look at all this information. So I think if we did something like this, it would be cool because it would be very typographically heavy, which would be fine. So it'd be 2010 to 2012. Let's get a little bit of a composition set up first. Which of these Gronk spikes do you like best? So here's the thing, he's looking two different ways. If we use this as a background photo, this one sort of plays with it a little bit better. Because we've got action over here, then he's facing this way, so we've got sort of contrasting angles. We could also just put like a big Gronk in the background. And just, we could just make this the main image. Now this is going to be very close to a graphic I made. So I might not want to do that. Let me look. I don't know if I posted this one on social media. Yeah, I did. So like I made this when Travis Kelce broke the single season record. He's in the clouds, he's Thor, it's Travis Kelce, that's his nickname. So we could do something like this and just do cool lighting with text. And maybe throw some 3D text on there. So we can basically duplicate this if we want. I need to add allo to the Nightbot Now quarter just because of that. So what do you think? We think we should do... I think we'll do that. I think we'll kind of copy that look. But we're going to have a lot of text in the background, sort of as texture. Boo Travis Kelce, go Broncos, go what? Noah Fant? Or do we have to go all the way back? Did Shannon Sharp play for the Broncos? Is he someone people care about? Who was it? Someone was saying that they didn't want... Who was talking crap to Shannon Sharp? And then they looked up Shannon Sharp's resume and they were like, oh, I need that. Okay, hold on. Let me hit a couple buttons. Client stuff, right? Okay. Back to you, fun guys. Yeah, Metcalf was like, he wishes he had my resume, and they looked up Shannon Sharp and went, oh, okay, never mind. Shannon Sharp is a good football player. I just really like this photo of Gronk. We're going to do this. We're not going to copy it. Is Shannon the best Bronco of all time? Is he over... What's his face? Can't even think of John Elway's name right now. John Elway. Eric Decker, all-time great, you know, best Bronco ever. Javon Williams, best Bronco ever. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of quick selecting here. Quick select. My touch portal isn't loading, so I can't hit my sexy buttons. Oh, Tim Tebow, yeah. At least Tim Tebow has won a playoff game. You know, facts. Who do you guys have other than Javonte Williams? It's not Melvin Gordon. Or is it Melvin Gordon? Hello, 16 hockey nerd fan. I already forgot your name. You told me your name. And I made a point to be like, I know his name because you're in Discord. But now it is escaping me. Remind me. I feel like there's a C in there. Alright, so we're just going to cut him out real quick. Oops. Yeah, Kev, I've got some family coming to town, and my wife is not home, so... Basically, I can hijack the internet now instead of later. And I have more time because she's not going to be home until 4, so I've got 2 hours to do this. Okay, so we'll go like this. Give him the butt. John Lynch. Is John Lynch the current manager of, or owner of the Niners? GM? Is that the same guy? I think it is. Ah. Okay. Big Eddie over here. We're gonna call him. Okay. I like how you gotta love how I just like. How'd you miss out on the NFT? Was there like a drop you missed, or was there like an auction you didn't hit, Dan? Eric Scissorhands. Edwin Scissorhands. Other names that start with E. Female Aaron Scissorhands. Earl Scissorhands. What other names start with E? Ezekiel Scissorhands. Oh, you were waiting for gas fees. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. And then they never went down because it's Ethereum. And the gas fees are insane. You should have done it on Solana. Gas fees are nothing on Solana. But Ether is what everybody uses, so. Enos Scissorhands. This is quality content, chat. Quality content. As they would say over on Twitch, poggers. Been watching way too much cringe GTA roleplay on Twitch. because it's better than having TV on in the background. And it's GTA, so. Been digesting an awful lot of that. It's also enthralling. Hopefully this photo doesn't get scuffed and then we can't use it, because that's a thing too. Yeah, there was an NFT I was looking at that I was going to buy with Solana, but never did. There's only one real NFT I'm looking at right now. It drops in January. Goku sounds dope. Like, why wouldn't you want Goku from the beginning? Alright, so like his hand's blurry up here, so like I'm really not going to care how this works. Because I'll probably just blur his hand out. So I'm just going to go in with the refined edge brush, which is going to make it a little blurrier. My smooth is on 6. Let's up the contrast just a little bit. I'll just blur all this out because I really don't care. JB Media, who you been watching on there? You've probably been watching the same stuff. And there's only like 6 people to watch do GTA RP anyway. This stuff's crazy though. Just the amount of time people invest in that is insane. But if you get 10,000 people to watch you and you have 8,000 subs, you can just do that as a job. Which sounds awesome. Oh, it was Rick from Rick and Morty? Okay, well, that's actually a good point too. Those are both great options. Also, you should probably watch Dragon Ball Z. Okay. I think it's clipped out pretty decently. I'm going to contract the selection by 1 pixel just to get it nice and crispy. We're going to save this. I've like organized stuff. I have these like crazy organized folders now. Something I'm trying to do in the new year. Gronk, 9,000 yards. Assets. Save. Perfect. Place contents. Gronk. Assets. Look at that. Yeah, you really need to just watch like season 1. Like you need to watch like the original Dragon Ball Z. That's what I would say you should watch. Okay, so we have this photo of Gronk. So like, whoops. I talked about composition a lot last time. So compositionally, let's take a look at some stuff. Let's do a new guide layout. I was doing something with columns. So we just want to, and we don't want a gutter. A gutter is the space in between 2 guides, by the way. 2 and 2, let's do 75, 75, 75, 75. Mike knows all about columns. You can make columns for days in InDesign. Okay, let's edit this real quick. I'm just gonna do my standard BJD2. Hit the button. Magic happens. Duplicate this bottom layer. We're gonna apply it to the top. We're gonna set that to color. Create a clipping mask on these guys. Get rid of the filters on this. Let me change this camera raw filter. Actually, I keep forgetting to do this. Set this just to luminosity. It gets rid of some of the stuff we do to it. So we take a little bit of a selective color. Okay. Okay, bye. See you soon. I really love using selective color to just boost the yellows and reds, like before, after, before, after. I don't know how much you can tell of how awesome that is, but it's awesome. Let's group this together. We'll name this back Gronk. Capitalization doesn't matter. I thought to myself, I need to just start capitalizing everything. Oh, I grouped everything except for the actual photo of Gronk. Hold on. Did I duplicate this? That was weird. Why did I do that? I almost always have the first and second letter capitalized on accident. So I really just need to make everything all caps. Problem solved. Yeah, let's take a look at what he's buying. He's buying this. Goku Hasbula. Only $52. It's really not that bad. I feel like a lot of people think I feel like all the cool NFTs people want are like $200 minimums. You know, someone's actually pretty cheap. Okay, I want the Buccaneers hex codes. Here's my problem with the Buccaneers and team color codes, because I feel like these aren't the colors they use. Like if you go to let's go to their twitter.com/Buccaneers. Like I want this color. Like these aren't the colors they use. So like this is wrong. Like this is the correct color. So we're gonna have the background be red. Got Gronk going up like this. I said I was going to blur. Let's just turn this into a smart object. I don't really need to do a field blur or a motion blur. I'll do a field blur. I don't use that often. Once people catch on and figure out who Hasbula is, I think it'll be fine. I had no idea who he was until I was like, wait, this isn't a child people keep posting about on the internet. This is a real person. So what we're doing right here, and what we can do, is we're creating depth. If we have the depth of field here, and then this is blurry, we can probably put something that goes like this. This is just an example. You know, I don't know. I'm just gonna like we can do something like this. Put this in front. Mask around it, but then have it go in front of Gronk. And then basically we're creating depth in between it. We could do something like that, which could be fun. Yeah, exactly, Jade. And I didn't know you could get NFTs under $100 or under $1,000. Okay, so we got that. So these are both white jerseys, which is good. Stop clicking on that. Click on this. I think we might be able to do... I'm trying to think compositionally, because there's a lot of stuff over here, but I think we're gonna have a lot of text over here. So maybe that's the play. I really need this camera to stop defocusing on me. But I also keep leaning over here like this. So that doesn't help. Let's just pick whichever one of these is a higher resolution photo and you can see his face better. A little crispy there. See how crispy it is. Let's see how... I don't know. This is from the Super Bowl. This isn't. We're gonna use this one just because this is from the Super Bowl and it has a Super Bowl patch on it. And we can't clip that out. It's impossible to erase that. It cannot be erased. We could also just use the stamp tool and get rid of it real quick, but it's fine. Okay. So again, we're just gonna use the quick select. Let's see if I can get that back up. Whoops. There we go. Let's try this again. Using the quick select to get just a general selection, and then we'll go in with our dear friend select and mask. Not pulling a Tony today. Those are easy to cut out. So we'll keep them in. What we're gonna do on this is we're gonna drop the blues. It's gonna get rid of all these blues because the turf is blue. It's really gonna make a big difference actually in how this looks. I'm just gonna smooth all this out. I guess I could be using my Wacom tablet. Wacom. I think it's Wacom actually. Monitor. Crap. Hold on. Cancel. Monitor 1. There, now I can use my fancy tablet. Paint. Ah. Ah. I don't know what kind of brush this is, though. I don't think it's touch sensitive in here, which is fine. I don't want it to be touch sensitive. I'm getting used to using this tablet, which is kind of nice. I used it on an All Elite Wrestling piece I made recently, and it turned out really well with the lighting. Adjust this so I can read. Yep. There you go. The company you're working for bought you an Oculus for Christmas? Where are you working right now? Yeah, we'll bring the pen tool out again and waste a bunch of time once I hit another subscriber goal. I'm not worried about subscribers. I'm more about just like making sure I give you guys quality streams and provide the best content I can for you guys who are here currently. And then when people hop in and find me natively, that's cool. I think it's cool when people randomly, like, I assume everybody who watches these just you know, follows me already. But I feel like some people have found me recently just like randomly, and I'm like, well, that's cool. Oh yeah, you work for Block Asset. I'm like, you answered a question that I have, but I don't remember what the question was. So I'm sure they love that you're buying NFTs and you're into NFTs. My boss didn't buy me anything for Christmas. Actually, no, that's a lie. He did. He bought me some sweatpants from Homage. When I mean he, I mean myself. My boss bought me this tablet for Christmas and expensed it to the company. I don't know if my brother has an Oculus. My brother has something. And he's going to set it up in his basement. And have like everything coming down from like all the sensors on the ceiling and stuff coming down. It should be pretty sweet. I think he's getting a new PC for Christmas just for that. So I'll need to go over there and play with it sometime. Run some VAR heist. Alright. My leg is currently falling asleep because I have a dog on my lap. Okay, there we go. Go up here. Oh, nice. Did my video just pop up underneath was it a suggested video? Because me and Calcoscope do the same stuff. I look at my analytics every once in a while, and it's like, oh, people just like found me from suggestions? That's cool. I guess that's YouTube, you know, actually working. Okay, what's going on here? Man, my right foot is dead asleep. I used to purposely make my foot fall asleep when I was in like history class in like middle school. And then it would be just like numb. Completely numb based on how I sat. Weird things. But, you know, history class kind of sucks, so. I also went to a Catholic school where we still had a couple nuns, or previous nuns, teaching. And they were the most strict motherfuckers you can meet. Like, I think you would have to, like, write your name on the board if you said shut up. Like, hilarious things. Alright, no problem, Dan. You do you. You know, it's still technically a work day. I've got some stuff I made. I got some client work I did earlier. I just had some edits come in a couple hours ago that I already fixed and tweaked. Got a package at my door. I'm supposed to be getting a package from USPS. My Tyson Beck Justin Fields card should be here any day now. I just want them to come to my house. Yeah, get rid of... Yeah, I gotta shave his pit, Bradley. Bradley spelled the wrong way. I do not want to select subject. Okay, let's contract this 1 pixel. Save. Okay, so then we save out. We save this to our assets folder, which is underneath the folder we just had. Bingo. Bingo bongo. So he had to wait for Justin to sign them, and then they shipped from Australia. So it takes like 5 weeks to ship from Australia. I'm over here now, so let's go back over here. Bing bong. Let me see if those were scaring the crap out of my dog by dropping my phone. Let's see here. There's no way they were just delivered. Okay. Ah, my right foot is asleep. Ah, it's terrible. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 9,000 up here. We're gonna do yards a little differently. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, then we're gonna have Gronk be a little bit smaller. I was kind of setting up how I want this composition to be. Here's what we're gonna do. Can I copy all this data? And can I put this into an Excel file? Is that going to paste easily? What I really should do is make this in InDesign. This table I'm about to make. Because I can make a literal table, because it's InDesign. I'm not going to do that. Alright, here's Excel. Let me just open up Excel real quick to see if this is going to paste in any way, shape, or form how I want it. Yes, I would like to paste data. Great. Alright, here's a bunch of data we have now. Alright, we mainly want... Okay, we don't care about... We don't care about that. We don't care about team. We don't care about receiving. We don't care about number. Okay, games are good. Games started. Okay, games started we don't care about. We'll do receptions, yards, touchdowns. What is 1D? First downs. We don't care about as long. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care about that. Okay, we basically want his games played year, receiving yards, and then we want the totals at the end. So we'll delete all this. Done and dusted. All right. So this is what we want. And then we want the totals. Equals sum of this. Okay. All right, now we're just gonna make a complete travesty of this in Photoshop. Is there a way you can make a table in Photoshop? That is a good question that I have. Can you set up tab? You can't even do tabs in Photoshop, can you? That is so annoying. Like, there's so much good you can do in here. And that is why we're gonna make this in InDesign. It's gonna be way easier. My dad is an accountant, Darian, and that right there is the entire grasp of Excel to me. Equals sum. That's pretty much it. Or this times that. Stuff you would learn in like 5th grade. Let's see if InDesign wants to open. Alright, cool. Alright, you don't need to see what's going on over here. That's fine. We're just going to pull up. It's actually funny. It's set to what I used it last time when we did this on stream and used InDesign. Come on, InDesign. Move. Mush. Jeez. What's up, lag? Welcome. Welcome to the stream, lag. It looks like a Madden graphic right now. It's not gonna look like a Madden graphic soon, just because we're gonna do a lot. Let me just change my settings on here. Okay, now it's all 75. So this is gonna mirror that. So we're gonna copy this. We're gonna paste it here. No, let's do table. I want to create a table that has 5 columns and 14 rows. I can go here and I would like 5 columns and 14 rows. Okay. Paste. Then I highlight all these and paste, and it pastes everything into those columns. Now all the columns are nice and easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I can delete this because we have this table. I'm going to make the table a little bit smaller. I'm going to try and make the table a little bit smaller. Okay, let's make it so you can actually read this text. There we go. Alright, what font should we use? I think of a good font. Get rid of this. Oh, I can type in year. We'll do games, receptions, yards. Damn it, Bradley, we're not using Comic Sans. Man, I can't work with this dock on my lap. It's so hard. You didn't have to time Bradley out for that. I do appreciate the humor with that. Sorry. Time out. Here, Bradley, I'm gonna make you wait. There. Now you're a mod now too. Congrats. What's up, Ivan? Didn't see your message before. See it now. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We need to not hit V. That was something that's like a bad habit that one of my teachers in college was like, if I see that you have a V or a T somewhere, I'm gonna be mad. Okay, so these are gonna be... I'm trying to think of an actual font I want to use on here. Man, I don't know. I really don't know what to use. I don't know what kind of font I want to use. So we're going to sit here for an hour to figure out what font I want to use. Spelled reception's wrong. I need to fix that. What was that? What is this? Titling Gothic? We're using Titling Gothic. Congratulations. We found our font. Mainly because I can make tiny, tiny font like that. Okay, so I need to go like this. I should be able to right click and then do merge cells. Hey, look at that. Retired. Putting that in quotes. Okay, so for these cells, I want these to be cell options. Next. Oh, that is here. Okay. MLA format. More like 10 on 13. Okay, so I want it to be aligned centered, so it's going to center them all, and I'll show you preview centered. That's pretty much what I wanted to do, and then I wanted it to look like that. There. Nice little row. I want this to have a little bit of spacing between it. Let's do 110. Maybe more, 220. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's enough slices. Okay. So if we make this bold, I think that's good. Okay. Boost it up a little bit. A little lower. I do want, actually for this, Where are those properties at? Cell options, stroke and fill. This is selecting all of the lines. So if I uncheck these, it's only going to do the border on the outside. It's only going to do the middle lines. It's only going to do the vertical or horizontal lines. I want this to be paper color, and I want it to have a good stroke to it. So now they're white. So now we can't see them, but that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a box. We're going to go back here. We're going to copy this. We're just going to paste and send it to the back. So there. So this is what our table looks like right now, which looks bad, but I want all the text itself to be white then as well. Okay. So I'm going to select these top areas, and we're going to go to cell options. We're going to go to stroke and fill. We're going to uncheck the bottom, because this is only going to affect the bottom, and we want a weight of 0. We do not want one. We don't want a line there. So now we have a box that looks like this, which I think looks nice. Yes, Alex, this explains why Plex is down. It's because I am doing this. Yeah, I'll have to credit all of this information to Pro Football Reference 2021. Okay, I don't need these, because these are designating like Pro Bowl years. I just want this information. This is the information I want. The totals I want to be, I think, black. Maybe a little bit larger, and we can make that a little larger like that. Do we want to make the receptions so I want to make this not bold. Let's make this medium. Nope. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to determine how I want this to contrast. So I'm going to play around with different variables of contrast. Let me just do this. That flows a little bit better. So these are thick and small, but they're about the same size here. I would need it to contrast with the totals down here. So if the totals are black, and I don't know what size, 50, that needs to be a thing. But I want this to be sort of how the titles are. So we'll do total. Let's do total. I'm going to select just this. We're going to go to our cell options for stroke and fill. We're going to select the bottom two only, because I want to get rid of those lines. So now those lines don't exist. So this is what we're looking at with this chart. So I think that's kind of nice. I think it's a little too spread out now. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull these in. Really, I need to make sure that these are wide enough so yards looks normal. So basically the 1,000-yard season he had doesn't look weird. Like this looks weird, so we just pull this in. We pull this in just a little bit like that. So then actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of them, and we can go to table options, and let me see actually what button we want to hit. Rows and columns. Actually, hold on. I can right click and hit distribute columns evenly. Now the columns are all the same size, but they're smaller. They don't take up as much space. Let's copy that, and let's paste it into this document and see how this looks. As you can see, it takes up a lot of space. But now we have this. Yes, yes, Mike. If you could, they need to add tables to Photoshop. Because, come on. Okay, I'm trying to think of how I want to do this now. Because I really like this. So we could have, big Who's It What's It up here. We can have, big graphic up here. Yeah, why when you can just do it in InDesign? We can have big graphic up here, text, and then maybe we have like another little thing down here. So it's sort of shaped in. Really using a lot of shapes. I guess then you can't use InDesign as much, so that is a good point. It's like, what if we give this like a nice big stroke? Let's put the stroke on the inside. Inside. What they need is let you edit the smart table object back in InDesign and not Illustrator. Oh, so if I double click this, it's gonna open up Illustrator then. Yeah, that's dumb. That is a very good point. Because what the heck am I gonna do in Illustrator? That's stupid. Yeah, let me force quit Illustrator because we don't want to open Illustrator up. Let's do that. Let's do some sort of... James Bond dossier. Images. I really want a GoldenEye dossier. This is what I want. Maybe we do something like this. With photos. I'm trying to think of a way to basically have this text on here looking super cool, but still having things like this on here. It's like, what does a GoldenEye... What does a GoldenEye 64 dossier look like? Yeah, it looks like this. We can do like tabs and stuff. You know? But it would have to make sense. Basically, I'm trying to think of how to showcase this information effectively, which I've done with these totals, but I want to figure out how to incorporate that into a composition well. So what do we use? We use titling Gothic Black. You know, I could do this and do like 9,000 yards. That'd actually look kind of cool. Got a nice little shape to it. Pretty uniform. Could boost Gronk up here, you know. What I was gonna do is I was gonna have this just be like... I could just use this as texture, too. Text texture. I could hide it in the 9,000. It's not a bad idea. Let's put it away for a second. And just do this sort of composition. We have 9,000, so let's take our yards here. Let's make this also titling Gothic Black. And center it like this. Can't even read yards, but whatever, I don't care. That's the critique I would probably give someone if they did this. I'm going to convert both of these to shapes. Convert to shape, convert to shape. So 9,000. So now I can just go like this. And just basically make these nice little guides and then take yards and line them up. And then go like this. There, now they're the exact same width. 9,000 yards. Should probably do receiving yards. Receiving. I did receiving. I think I still spelled it completely wrong. You've bungled it. Look, if I just cover up where the hard part is, you can't even tell if I spell it right. Receiving. Okay, great. Shape. I'm only converting this to shape so I can make these all the exact same width. And then we'll just bump these back up, kind of like this. I think using this as sort of a texture element is actually not a bad idea. I can also make it super small. Doesn't Photoshop have spell check? I'm pretty sure it does. Or am I thinking of Illustrator? I might be thinking of Illustrator. Spell. Check spelling. Yeah, right here. Yeah, it's right there. Check spelling. See? Do you mean Lauren? Yes, I mean Lauren. There. Now it says Lauren. It's there. It's not easily hotkeyed, so nobody uses it, but it's there. Edit. Yeah, it's Command-I in Illustrator. Or is that in InDesign? Yeah, it's Command-I in InDesign. See? The importance of college. Not really, but you will learn. You can learn how to use InDesign in college. Okay, we're gonna go back to this photo that I didn't edit at all. Complete and utter fail, but not really. All right, let's edit this photo real quick. Hit a couple buttons. Drag some stuff up. Hit a bunch of hotkeys really fast. See, and this is the advantage is using actions for things. Boom, photos edited, great. All right, we're gonna drop the blues. So if we go to color lookup of drop blues, it gets rid of all the blues. But then I feel it muddies up a couple things, so then I add a little bit of a curves to add a little bit of contrast back. Without width, without width. Perfect. Okay, so then we'll put this as Gronk. Gronk. Do we still have Gronk in the back? We're just gonna blow this Gronk up. Can't even see him. We're gonna set this to overlay and set it to like 25%. Overlay or multiply? Let's do multiply. There, Gronk is now text. You used to have a big Command-I poster above your desk. Hey, idiot! Hit this button before you go to print. Please. Okay, so we're going to duplicate this new smart object via copy. We don't need any of the layers or any of the settings. We're basically just going to steal the background, but I need to image reveal all. Oh, this is the image. Okay. Image reveal all. There we go. Save. Go back. Go back. Go back. Okay, there we go. All right, hold on. What just happened? Oh, is this now that? Oh, I did the wrong one. Hold on. Convert to new smart object via copy. This is the new smart object, so I need to actually do it on this one. That was my mistake. Background. So I gotta redo all that. Hold on. Let me save this to my new assets. Let's do working files. Gronk, not Gronk, 9,000 yards. Photoshop document. Does not need to be a large format document. Okay, so now we can go in here, double click, delete the layer mask, save, go back, go to edit, image, reveal all. Just gonna pop out a little bit, save, go back, and I just need to line these up. And I can set this to multiply or overlay or normal, and then just give it a nice sexy gradient map. Brow, 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 brow. That is now the approved stinger for gradient map. All right, so let's drop this down. Kind of like that. I want you to be able to see it, but I don't want it to be distracting. I don't want any of this crap in the background. So we're gonna go like this. So that's good. We have all this extra area. I want to link. Are these all in the same group? Okay, good. I can just move them down. So I'm framing this in with this big white box, which I might not want, but we're gonna frame it in using that. So we have a lot of leeway here on this background, which I don't like. Usually I would just use the stamp tool, but I feel like this is a little too much room. So we're just gonna go to my trusty sports environments that I have, and we're just gonna use this ground instead. We're gonna put this in the same spot. We're gonna toss the gradient map on top of that, delete this. And this is gonna take up the whole area, kind of like that. Now it might be worthwhile, Command Z a couple times. I wanna make sure that it's the same, roughly the same size grain. So I think this is a little bit better, more realistic. We'll have the same thing to that. Let's hide this. Okay, so that doesn't look terrible. But let's put this on top of it. And just set this to multiply, and we'll give this a normal gradient map. It actually didn't look too bad with the magenta or with the red on the black there for a second. Generally, red and black is terrible. You do not want to put red on black because it's very hard to read. I want to do this, but I want to jump this over a bunch. Basically just want a shadow. We're going to group this together. Shadow. We'll mask this out. And then we'll use just a soft brush. We'll just paint that back in. It's at 100% because apparently that's what I wanted, but it's not. There you go. Okay. So we got shadow and ground, shadow and ground. Just gonna use all caps. It's still spelled it wrong, whatever. So we can take this rectangle and basically mask it to that. So we'll do something cool with the background there. Like we have 9,000 receiving yards here. Let me go to the Buccaneers. I think it was a big deal because he's like one of a few people to do it. I didn't even see it on here. I think NBC Sports posted something about it. Or Sunday Night Football. They're usually pretty good with cool things like that. Man, NBC Sports is only Tiger Woods and Charlie Woods. I go to the Sunday Night Football at NBC. That's what I want. This is what we're looking at. How popular I am. 2 messages and a tag. Whew. Here you go. So he's the 5th tight end in history. I like how it says over 9,000. That's funny. Speaking of Dragon Ball Z. Well, we could do that. So here's what we could do. We have this as a base, and we put an overlay on top of it, as if it's over 9,000. Go to the bottom, see if they have something I want. So I want a futuristic, just futuristic. So we can put like a bunch of crap like this on front. UI elements and things, cyberpunk graphics, you know. These are cool fonts because we could swap the fonts to something else. I don't want any add-ons. I want 3D objects. What I really want is just like, it's over 9,000. Which if they had one on here would be super cool. Let's just search I. I could probably just make one. But if they just had a, it's over 9,000, that would be convenient. We can give them pop-out eyeball glasses, you know, that'd be cool. Give them some ski goggles. They get a lot of cool goggles on here, actually. That's fun. Let's go to graphics. I'm just going to search futuristic UI. See, because like I could just download this interface and toss it on front of it, and it would look cool. Let me get rid of UI. See, it's kind of like this. These are text effects. So I just like want to steal the shape. Like that's all I really want to do. Like a heads-up display. That's what I want. Let's do that. That'll be fun. Just gonna merge genres here. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to my nice little thing. Toss this into the assets folder. We'll see. I don't even know what these are. Okay, these are just like PSD files. So I want this. But I just want the shape. Frame? I literally just want this frame. Okay, there. Frame. It would look cool. It would look kind of cool if we made this a little darker. Let's make this like 7. Exactly, yeah. Amazon Next Gen Stats. That's what this kind of is. So we're gonna take this frame. Why does this frame? How is this frame made? As an outer glow and a drop shadow. Oh, does it just not have a fill? Oh, okay. Well, I want it to have a fill. Hello, sir. I want the fill to be this color. Why is it being so difficult? Sometimes I feel like I have no idea how to add fills to things. Like, why is my... I always go to recently used colors. Like, that's the way I've figured out that works for me how to find something. So we have this frame. We're going to stretch out. We're going to have it overlay on some stuff. We're going to have this stretch out like this, so it's off the screen. Maybe not so much. I don't know, we're just playing around. Nate, I use Envato a lot of times, mainly for 3D stuff. They've got a lot of really good 3D stuff. But yeah, that's the main website I've been using as of late. Basically, for the bang for your buck with Envato is you're getting a lot. You get a lot for what you're paying for. So this is now a futuristic design. That's fun. So I can take this smart object here, and we're going to toss it on this frame. And now this is the UI for this. So I'm gonna squeeze this in here nice and easily. I'm gonna take our frame. We're gonna adjust the frame to this like that. Just like that. Exactly how you just saw it work. Let's take this corner though. I don't want this corner to be round. So here we're gonna use the pen convert point tool. There. Just don't want it to be round. Why? I don't know. Let's tighten this up. Still a nice little tiny sharp corner. Okay, so we have our stats in here, but we're gonna put in here career stats. I still spelled career wrong. I typed it twice. Oh, I just didn't. Oh god, career. Still spelled it wrong. Career stats. Great. Okay, so we can nestle career stats right here. Probably make this white. I might make this whole overlay white, just so it's all the same. Yeah, Kev, I looked at that and then went, it's fine down there. I wanted just this nice solid area for career stats to be hanging out in. It's mainly what I wanted. There's a little bit more spacing on this side, but I want this to line up. So maybe I'll adjust this side of the frame. Tighten it up a little bit. Point. Point like a toy gun. Okay, so these are good. UI frame thingy. I want this to be legible still. So I think I might have to make a couple things smaller. I definitely need to take this Gronk, take the shadow and not make it red. I need to make it super dark. We'll just cut this over to like that. Nope, not dark enough. Nope, not dark enough. Might be too dark, but it's there. We're gonna group this text together and just hide it for a sec. So you can see it now, so that's good. But to me, this is something that would bode well to read from left to right. So I think if I put it here, I think it'll look nice. And I should probably use this color instead. Oh God. Dear God. Outer glow. Oh gosh. Okay. Great. That's the outer glow. Man. Okay. That color. Great. Outer glow. Change the outer glow to be that color. It also has a drop shadow of that color for some reason. Great. So I'm going to duplicate this and screen it, because then it's going to look like that, and we'll set it to like 5%. And then actually we're going to blur this one. Filter blur, Gaussian blur. Yes, convert it to a smart object. So why certainly. And we'll go back to 100%. Great. Make sure nothing is exploding. It's not good. Oh, I need to say. Okay, so right now, here's a little troubling. Here's an issue right now. We can read the stats, but we can't really read them over his foot because that's just how the UI is. Now I can make the UI more transparent, kind of like that. Might help. I just think it's a little too transparent. We can also just darken up that area, which we might do. We're gonna take these stats, just make these into an object, and we're gonna give these a slight Gaussian blur. When I mean slight, I mean like 0.5 pixels. And then we've got one on top that is set to screen, but actually I want to give this a color overlay of this color. And I turn that into a smart object. And then I blur it. Because then it's going to look like that. And I need this to blur more. Kind of like that. Because I'm going to give this basically an outer glow. Pretty much all I just did was gave this an outer glow. So those are the career stats. We've got this rectangle that is now this color. We're going to duplicate that, set it to screen, turn it into a smart object, filter, give it the same Gaussian blur. Let's do 5 pixels, soft screen, but who cares? This is what we're looking at now. For your stats, Gronk, I think they're way too tucked in the corner. Let's move it out of the corner a little bit. Just like that. We've got Gronk. Let's take this Gronk. Instead of multiply, we can set it to screen or luminosity. So now he's just texture in the background, but we can even move it over a little bit so we can actually see his face. So we're not covering his face, so that's nice. Let's do 12%. How's that? 12%? 12% APR? Let's do 1%. Kind of like it's super dark when it like breaks like that though. Is that how it looks? I like that. Okay, so what do we got now? We got Gronk. Let's make Gronk bigger, which is actually going to make everything bigger, which is fine. Okay, so I want to select, oh, the curves is on that. I just went on the other. Okay. So I want to select this Gronk here. I want to select these. I don't want to select this because I just still want it to be, I don't want it to break outside of that border. We have Gronk here. I like that. Dead middle. Pretty nice. I'm gonna put his name right here actually. Gronkowski. We might add some information over here. First name, last name sort of thing. Kind of like a Pip-Boy actually. I think I want to see, what does a Pip-Boy look like? This is where knowing what video games are comes in handy. No, just like how things look. You know, we can give the lines across the front. Everything's the same color. It doesn't have a blur to it, but it's that color. Let's get our main text back. Main text. So our main text is a little too large because it's moving over that. So I can make it smaller. I really don't want to. I think what we're going to do is we're going to delete receiving yards. And we're just going to make those the same line. Receiving yards. Spelled it right. Great. Do we want it to say 9,000 receiving yards? You know, the other graphic that I shared just said over 9,000. We could probably just make this say 9,000. Why not? It just says 9,000. You know why? Because I'm in charge of the graphic and I don't care. There is no client. I can make it say whatever I want. Yes, we do want it to be white. What happens if I just give this an outer glow instead? But the outer glow has to be like massive. Like that. No, I don't like that. I don't like how that works. We're gonna make this color. We're gonna set it to screen. We're gonna blur it. Gaussian blur. Yeah, it's converted to a smart object. Let's give it a Gaussian blur of like a Gaussian blur of 10. I need to make this a smart object too, so I can give this a Gaussian blur. Gaussian. Let's do that 1 pixel. So it's a little frayed. Duplicate this, set it to screen again, but we're gonna pump this up to like 25. I feel like this text really needs to look like that. It just needs to, you know, look like this. Yeah, Gaussian is that in like polygonal or polygonal lasso tool. I think it has to be white. I think I just need to blur it a little bit more than the other one. We're gonna put Rob Gronkowski right here. We're gonna give it that outer glow. The outer glow will be fine for this. The range I want to be like 100 though. I think I just need to bump the opacity up. It's really hard to do that. I don't want an outer glow on it, so I have to turn it to a smart object first and give it a little bit of blur. That 1 pixel blur, and then give it the outer glow. Because then it'll kind of look like it's glowing. Now, there's way too much space between his first and last name, so we need to fix that. So we'll do this. Save. Go back. Rob Gronkowski. Now this needs to flow with this somehow. So to do that, what do we want to do? Well, first I want to Gaussian blur this here to be slightly blurred. 2 pixel blur there. Duplicate that, but then we bump the Gaussian blur up to like 10. I want everything to glow. Everything to glow. Let's add a Buccaneers logo to this. I feel like I have that on here somewhere. It's got to be on my computer somewhere. I'm just searching my computer for things. It's taking forever. Come on. There's a folder somewhere with a Buccaneers logo on it. It's just taking 6 years. Come on. Ah. Drag and drop fail. There we go. Buccaneers logo. I'm gonna put that right here. When I mean right here, I mean right here. Perfect. Now we're gonna open up Illustrator. Let's see if Illustrator works. Let's save this as just like chart. Carhartt. Personal assets chart. There. You see what this was doing. Okay, so here's the Buccaneers. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this black and white. How are we gonna make this black and white? What is the correct way to make this black and white? That's a good question. Like, how are we gonna make this? Like, what is a black and white Buccaneers logo? What does that look like? And here's the thing. You're going to find a bunch of different suggestions on how that should be black and white. But the way I think it should be black and white probably looks like this. Probably looks like this. This isn't black and white though. This is just black, white, and gray. I want only white. Dead black, dead white. What we need to do is essentially make anything that's supposed to be dark, dark. And make it so you can see contrast in this. So like a lot of the detail in here I feel like would be white. A lot of this detail would probably be white. What we don't want to do is we don't want to ghost this. Oops. Red and gray turns white. Great, Mike. Exactly. Same. You and I are on the same page. The question is, what do we do with this ball? I think what we do with this is... let's just hit buttons. Just use a shape builder tool real quick. Can I not combine these? Why? Why are you the way you are? Shape builder. There. We're going to make this black. Oh, hold on. I think I'm just going to give this a little bit of an outline. I think I'm just going to do this. Just have an outline on the edge. But making the laces black, we're sort of ghosting that. But that might be the thing. I hate this stupid default color. I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter. It actually doesn't look too bad. I think that might be the play. Because now this is black and white easily. Save. Go back to this. It's not ghosted because we're going to screen it like this. And then Gaussian blur it. And then duplicate it. And then have this be not as Gaussian blurred. Kind of like that. So. Basically what we wanted to do there was we didn't want to... I can't give it a color overlay. Actually, no, I can't give it a color overlay. I just need to set it to multiply. There. And then turn this into that set to screen with a Gaussian blur. We just don't want to ghost it. So some of these are like clearly ghosted and look terrible. Like this. Like here's a black and white version, but it's completely ghosted and it's completely wrong. So we're trying our best to do it the right way. The Buccaneers logo, we're gonna toss in the corner here. I think we might be able to. Oops, it's not a thing anymore. What is this? Frame? Frame. This is why you label things. Frame. Let me look at something real quick. Okay, good. Got a task assigned to me. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't due in like 2 hours. It's not. So that's good. Okay. Looking solid, looking solid. I think we can move... Delete this V. That's fine. The UI frame, I think we can move over. I've gotten a notification like 6 times that I have reached diamond level in fantasy football on Yahoo. And it's like the most annoying thing ever. Where is this? See, make sure you don't put text in stupid spots. I don't know, I kind of like his name here. Nate, I usually download them each time. I've been given some from clients. Here are all the logos and I make templates that need to be used across any team, so they have all the logos in there. If you really want, you can just go to... Yeah, let's try this. You probably can just go to NFL.com. This is kind of a... You don't even need to go anywhere either, I don't think. Let me look. Let's try something. Desktop. Alright, what logo do we want? We want the Cardinals logo. Click and drag this to your desktop. Okay, good. That didn't work. I didn't want that to work. Right click. Open link in new tab. Okay. So here are all the logos down here. Some websites just have them as SVG files. So like I think this is an SVG file. So if I drag it to my desktop, here's a web up of it. You know, there's a web up. Some people use web ups, some people use SVGs. So these are all SVGs down here. So I can just drag all these to my desktop like this. And boom, these are all SVG files. So you can just go to NFL.com and then just drag them to your desktop. Oops. That doesn't belong there. I don't know if they necessarily want you to know that you can do that, but you can do that. It's plausible. It's basically you're just getting you're recognizing. Yeah, they come out tiny, but they're SVG files, which are vector. So like, you know, here's the Baltimore Ravens logo. So since it's a vector file, I can scale this up as large as I want, and it's going to scale with it. You're just taking advantage of how they code the website. Because the SVG file they upload is going to be like teeny, 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 tiny, but then it just scales however. Should theoretically work for MLB, NHL, any team. Sorry, it's rendering this placed object because I just made it 4,000 times as big. But that's what I would do if I needed one for a personal project. I would just do that. Okay, Rob Gronkowski. I'm gonna put his signature down here in the bottom right-hand corner because it's gonna look nice. But in order to do that, I need a photo of his autograph. And the best place to do that is eBay. Perfect. Specifically a flawless card or a National Treasures card. So we got that. We'll toss it in here. Invert it. Yeah, don't count on a client. The client's not going to get you anything. Unless you're talking to someone who's on the design team. Then they might. Then they'll actually probably know. Did I just completely bungle how this should be done? Oh no, it just reversed that. Okay. I mean, it's like the same way you can find images online. You just go in and take advantage of how they code websites and download the photo that they coded. Now, strictly do they want you doing that or knowing you can do that? Probably not. You know, we're doing it to make just like a random graphic that I'm not making money on, so who kind of cares? That's how I see it. I'm not selling this. Alright, let's get rid of this just to put his signature on here. Wow, I duplicated that super easily on accident. Cut down in here. Cut. There. Yeah, cut. Okay, let me hide this logo for a second. Because I kind of want to put like a random signature line down here. I think that'll just look cool. Kind of like this. I can group these together. Probably keep them white. Duplicate it. Let's give it the same outer glow and the same Gaussian blur. Set this to screen. It looks kind of like that. Maybe not though. I think I want to give this a color overlay because I think I want it to be normal colored. I think I have to fix that in here too. So we're going to give this a color overlay. So now it's that color. We go back here, now it looks like that. I think I like that better. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that they're the same distance here and here. So I'm going to bump the line over a little bit, just to make it a little bit more equal. And then we can take this Gronk signature and just blow it up a little bit. And then do we want to make it a contrasting color? I kind of still want to make it look like it's a digital signature. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go in here, make a new layer, toss it on the bottom, make it black, toss it below everything else. Go to my channels, select just the RGB channel, combine these together, and then go like that. So what I really just did was I isolated the signature. So I can just set it to normal. It has a little bit of a fringe to it, but I can just do color overlay. I can make whatever color I want now. I'm gonna make it white and turn that into a smart object so I can blur it and give it an outer glow. Like this. Bingo, bango, bongo. And then I can take his name that we have down here and then just completely delete it and we'll do something a little bit different. Rob Gronkowski. I'm like acting as if he signed this, which doesn't make any sense, but I just think it's gonna look cool. That's what I'm doing it. It's just about making it look cool. Making it look as poggers as I can. Do this, turn that to a smart object, Gaussian blur it, outer glow, duplicate it, set it to screen, Rob Gronkowski. There, that looks cool. Okay, this is the line. Is that, okay, I do have that layer there. I think I want this to be a little bit more blurred. I think I want another one of them there. They didn't look like they were glowing the same. So I wanted to make sure that they were glowing the same. So let's do this now. After looking at this, I want to make it so you can see this stuff more. So we're just going to add a little bit of a gradient like that and set it to multiply. There. Now you can read this stuff a little bit better. One thing that's bugging me is this photo of Gronk. And really what's bugging me is I feel like, oh, I mean, look at that clip. We got to fix that. Let's fix that real quick. Just made a new layer, then made a new layer for no reason. Okay, so we're going to, that's fine actually. There's a couple ways we can fix this. We're going to use the stamp tool, select a little bit on the inside, and just paint on the outside with a brush that isn't 40%. So we just go like this. Just paint in certain areas. Gets rid of that fringe. As you can see, there's some random spot right here. We're going to get rid of that. But we can go around. This is when I would usually select everything and then deselect one pixel, and it should get rid of most of this. But I can also just paint it out. You can either just paint out the mask. I think that's good. Okay, so now it's gone. But I feel like there's not like there's no pure black. I feel like there needs to be a little bit more contrast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drop this down just a wee bit. That's better. Main text. You see, now that I move this down here, there's a nice little spot where I can add receiving yards. So we're going to do that. So we're going to make the height, I don't know, 1500. I don't really care. It needs to be a little bit more than that, actually, 1700. Relative to the top, so it only goes to the bottom. Receiving yards. 0, black, boost, boost, boost. Whoops. I keep alternating legs for my dog. Lay on my lap. It's very, very rough. Hard life, right? First world problems. Okay, so receiving yards. We're going to turn this into a shape. I could just turn it into a smart object. I really would do the same thing. But I'll just turn it to a shape because that's what I've been done. That is what I have been doing for consistency. Why are you the way you are? Huh? Why are you the way you are? So these are two different smart objects, so they're completely messed up and broken. But if I make this the same size and paste in place, and then just give this a color overlay of white, because I don't need to, I can just make it white because it's a shape. There. Now I just need to move this down a teeny bit. Receiving yards. Teeny bit smaller. I think that's good. How do I want to do that? I don't know. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of editing. So we're gonna make a new layer. Or color fill, which would probably be the easier thing to do. Fill it with white, toss it here, select this, select, modify, contract. Let's just do 2 pixels and see how terrible that looks. But look what's going on here. See that? That's a problem. That means in this initial clip, that part of Gronk is not transparent and not in the clip, which is from using the selected mask, but I found it and spotted it. Save down. So now if we go to this, oops, now it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna mask this. See? Modify, contract. I use that as the selection. Sorry, hold on. I'm getting used to this, using this pen tablet still. 2 pixels might be a little too much. Let's do like 5.5. And I don't want it to affect the bottom up until, I don't know, layer. Perfect, okay. But I don't really want it to hit anything down here. because it theoretically wouldn't hit anything down here. We're gonna set this to screen just because. So now I'm gonna do an adjustments layer of curves. We're gonna bring up the whites like this. And do the same thing. Basically just add in some highlights to the edges here. So this is without, this is with. It's basically giving a little bit more realism to that this is glowing. It's really all that's doing, but I need to get rid of some spots down here because I don't want those to actually show up. Great. Save. All right. We're doing good. It's a fun little graphic. I kind of hate how receiving yards looks, but we can fix that. What I want to do, oops, I want another little bit of an overlay. Oh gosh. I put my computer to sleep on accident. That's fun. Okay, so I want to go back to bridge, which we have here. So under assets, so I have this, I know I have this photo of this piece of paper. And this piece of paper is a grid, and it looks like this. And I found out over, because of my 365, if I take this piece of paper, if you take the piece of paper, which has disappeared, button, who's got the button? If I take this said piece of paper and blow it up, it's just a grid. Then if I invert it and give this a gradient map of the same color as the background, apply. Really, if I give it a gradient map, it looks kind of digitally and blurry and stuff. So we're gonna do that. I just need this color first. Turn this on, gradient map, same color as everything else. Going to have to adjust it so you can actually see it. You know, kind of like that. That looks kind of cool. Group that together, set it to screen, duplicate it, filter, blur it, make it so it looks a little glossy. 5 pixels maybe, 4 pixels, 54 pixels. That's too much. It's a game we like to play here on The Price is Right. Let's just set this to like 60% and like 60%. Who knows? This gives us nice little glow. And let's use some more glows. Ethan J's light effects with light leaks. I'm gonna use this one. But what we're gonna do, we're not really gonna have any of the light on it at all. It's just gonna be this little fade, just this little fog, sort of like a CRT fog. We'll give this the same gradient map. Like this, applied only to this. Just gonna boost this up a little bit. I don't really want this to be able to be like noticeably seen. I just want it to be kind of there. So this is with it, this is without it. So just adds a teeny bit of texture. And we can go in and we can say, okay, we really need to boost it up more. So let's drag this up a bunch. That looks fine. Maybe we turn that into a smart object and then we just like duplicate it, flip it around. So I'm coming from both sides. I think that looks kind of cool. Okay, let's fix these receiving yards real quick. Get rid of, let's save. Let's do that first. Okay, so I want receiving yards to just be like 3 frames lower, or 3 pixels lower. And that looks kind of cool. Maybe we do something with that to fill in a little bit more of that space. I want 9,000 yards, not copy. 1, 2, 3, save. It should theoretically be in the same spot. Okay, good. Okay, let's duplicate this one, put it behind everything. Give it a fill of 0. Okay, it doesn't have a fill right now, so if we give it a stroke, the same color. On the outside. Yeah, that makes sense because it's blurred like hell. There, receiving yards. Okay, we'll do that. Just do this as a little... I could honestly do this as sort of like a ghost. Like it's ghosting a little bit with the text. I think that looks kind of nice. Let's blur it, but let's blur it like... Hold on. Let me give this a little bit more of a stroke so you can actually see it a little bit. We'll turn that to a smart object and then we'll Gaussian blur it because then it'll look a little bit more natural. But I only want to blur it like 2 pixels. Actually, I only want to blur it like 1 pixel. Right? Is that what I wanted? Is that working? Does this exist? Okay, there it is. You can't see it because it's set to overlay. I need to set it to screen. I set it to normal. What looks best? Screen. 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 Do you hate that? Okay, that's screen. Normal. Screen. Normal. Screen. Normal. So if I set it to screen and then give another one set to overlay and put it on top of that one, I think that looks pretty nice. Let's group these together. Look at this. Oh, it's because I have the artboard selection. Oh, no. I have the move tool. Why don't you, like... So weird. It's like, why don't you let me move? Like, why are you giving me this, like, null? I think that actually looks kind of cool with the border on it. Let's just do this sort of classical look. But each time we step down 50%. So it looks like that. And then the first one's already at like 75%. So it kind of blends down. That's kind of fun. Yeah, cool. All right, let's throw some more stuff on this. Bradley Jack made it, so guess what? We're gonna put a lens dirt on it. What's a Bradley Jack design without a lens dirt? It's like the Chicago Bears with a good quarterback. Meant to be. Or it's not a thing unless we have a bad quarterback. That was the joke. Only I'm allowed to tell bad Bears jokes. Unless you're a Bears fan, then you're allowed as well. Okay, can you even see this? No. Okay. Drag this over. Drag this over. Basically just adding more of this like random noise to this. Okay. So looking at this as a whole, trying to figure out what we see, what we want to change. I kind of want more of a border or a more noticeable border. So I kind of want to make the border white again. But I don't know how that's going to look. So I can go into this. I think I can just make this white. Is it going to change the whole border? No. See, so now the whole border is white. So do I like that better than this? I think it frames everything in together. Because a lot of the... You look here. This is where a lot of the contrast is. But there's not a lot of contrast everywhere else with this. I think we just add more crap to the sides. You know, maybe we duplicate this frame. You know, we add like another one, so there's 2 of them. Then we gotta kind of adjust how it looks to make it a little bit more even, kind of like that. So it's like 2 of them. You know, what happens if we get rid of the frame completely? Doesn't look terrible. I do like the frame though. Just frames everything in so nicely. You like it without the frame. Okay, let's play without the frame. See, for me, I just want it to... See, actually, without the frame, we've got a little bit more room to play around with stuff now. Let's do that. Let's... Frame dead. I'm saying dead because it's not there. Okay, the Buccaneers logo we need to add back in. We can add more crap in like this, you know, with the Buccaneers logo. You want me... Should I give it a light vignette instead of a dark one to sort of lighten the edges out? That might be something. Is this behind that? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, Buccaneers logo. See, I want it to look like this. So I want the Buccaneers logo to kind of be able to be seen behind it. There, it's like watermarked behind it. I think that's good. I do kind of like how this looks. So here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a black layer on top. Let's see. Let me see what a vignette would look like. I remember I used to have no idea how to make a vignette. Like there used to be, I think, just like a vignette button, but now it's changed. So give it like this slight. Let's give it a really grainy vignette, super grain, kind of like that. We can give it the same gradient map as this. Set it to screen. What's up, Dean? Bonjour. That actually looks really nice. This little light vignette on the side. I think that looks really cool. I can boost these little light guys up and down now. Just to be a little bit more on there. And then I think what we need to do. Yeah, I've got some family stuff. I've got my aunt's coming to town. I'm gonna go visit her later this afternoon. So we're gonna blur this. How many pixels? 5? Just want to make the whole thing look a little bit blurry. So what if I do like 25%? Does this add to it? Yeah, it adds a little bit. Let's do like 15%. Let's see, are any of these color lookups gonna do anything? See, because I could do this guy, which does add a little bit to it. Let's add it like 33%. It gets rid of a lot of the magenta though. So let's add some magenta into the reds. Magenta, magenta, love my magenta. Okay, that's good. Let's make a new layer. Put the gradient map on top of it like this. Set it to screen. Make it 125 times bigger. I don't know, let's displace it real quick. 10 on 10, sure. I think in my assets, my stock image folder, I have displacements. These are ones I've used before already. Any of these gonna be good? Ooh, let's do this one. Ooh, or this one? Yeah, let's do this one. Okay, so that's been displaced. I'm just trying to think of like random crap I can throw on this because I think this looks cool. Sort of ghosted out, larger. You see everything with it, but you see everything else on there. The issue is it's still there. So I think I need to take this, and before I do any of that, I need to turn this on, but I need it to be back. I need it to be underneath almost everything. You know, I need it to be like right here. And then I can set the overlay to like Screen. Thanks, Tim. Where can I put this? I'm trying to think of where I can put it. I really just want this behind Gronk. The issue is I have it overlaid at 100%. Was this Gronk in the front? Yeah. Oh, the opacity is 0. Hold on, 100%. It just doesn't look the same when it's all the way up here, overlaid at like 40%. Or 25% or 15%. Because what overlay does is it makes things more contrasty. It makes it either brighter or makes it darker depending on what shade of gray it is. So I don't want to darken Gronk up at all. It's not really darkening up that much. But when I do like 30%, he's just like super dark. Now I could just go in and select Gronk. Let's go back a bunch to where I was before. Go to the top. Go to the top, group 3. There, group 3 is at the top. So I like how this looks, but I think what I want to do is we hop into Gronk. Where is he at? Where are you at, Gronk? We just select this, and then we just do one of these. Turn these back on. So it's adding around Gronk, but not touching him himself. And then I can actually go like this. Wait, that's the wrong one. I want it to show up there, so white is good. So then we go like that. It really just darkens his
I don't know who Jay Cutler is.
Casey, thank you for subscribing. And thank you for having Jay Cutler pop up. And a line from New Girl. Super hype. Alright, I think that's cool. I think we're onto something with that. I don't really know what I want to add to this. I'm pretty content. What do you guys think? We've been working on this for, I don't know, 2 hours? Just looking around. Get a nice little frame there. I still want to have a border to this, you know? Like, I still want some stuff on the edges. But from afar, it looks pretty clean. Yeah, these techie futuristic designs are really nice. They're fun to make. Basically blur a bunch of stuff, put it in the front. Let's take these two guys and toss them on the front. Just one more time, group them together. Off, on. Yeah. Just that subtle detail. I think there's one thing we can do, which is going to break everything. But I want to do this. Okay. So we're going to take Gronk, duplicate him. He's right here, which is fine. We don't need... We'll keep all the camera on. That's fine. Let's give him a gradient map. Let's give him a gradient map of this. Whatever layer that is. Go like this. So this Gronk should look like that. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Okay, we're going to turn this into a smart object. I'm going to set this to screen, and we're going to do the same displacement. Horizontal, let's do more. We're going to do 25 horizontal. Vertical 10. We're going to find that same glitch. So this is what that did. So it glitched him like this. Which is kind of okay. But then let's make it so it's only doing the red channel. And let's set it to normal. Almost what I want. It's almost what I want it to look like. What happens if I put a gradient map on top of this? Does that even work? Does that even conceivably make sense? It's only showing the red channel, but then we toss a gradient map on the group with the red channel inside it. We set it to screen or we set it to overlay? No, I don't like that. defeating the point of what I was trying to do. So we'll turn all this cool stuff back on. Easy peasy. Let's just toss one little overlay on top of it. Because these glitch overlays are nice. I can just toss a little bit of it on there to make this have a little bit of a techie vibe. See, like this. So then we just kind of ghost it like that. But this is something already made, so I can just kind of move these around. Let's stretch these out a little bit. Like this. Let's take this one actually, and let's flip this around so it's not the exact same. There we go. So now it looks like this. And we can give this a gradient map. That's actually the theme song to Castle. Not the gradient map song. Yeah. Do we want to glitch the text? We want to glitch the text. Yeah, would you consider laying or adding texture to the image to the large 9000, or do you want it to be that clean? That is why I'm going to add this displacement. So, humorously, I just answered your question. Oh, it's way cooler. Just add displacements to everything. Just makes everything look cooler. Displace, displace, displace. There. Let me just take the main text and toss it up here real quick. I need to add a displacement to these guys. Turn these into a smart object. Work. Displace. Yeah, that looks cooler. Displacement maps just make everything look cooler. Alright, we'll toss that on there. This is set to screen at 15%, so we'll set this to screen at 15%. Let me turn these on. This is let's duplicate this. No. We don't duplicate this. Sorry, I need to make a new layer with these effects all applied to it, then displace it, then add the gradient map to it. This is set to screen and overlay, so I just need to set this to screen, take this whole thing, toss it into here, delete this, turn this on. Perfect. Turn these on. Cool beans. Career stats. Let's make this a little bit less effective. All right. Boom. I think that's it. I think we're gonna call it here. Turn this regular graphic, no idea where this is gonna go, into a Gronk graphic where he's. This isn't. We're not done. Hold on. We're not done with this. We can do more. Let's displace this. Here's our displacement. Let's displace the whole thing like that. But I only want to show the red. So it looks like this. But I want it to line up a little bit more. And I want this set to screen or overlay. Overlay. Ooh. I kind of want it set to normal, but then I want to go into the adjustments. Let's do like 5 and 5. This is getting crazy with this. How do you make the gradient map only lighten the image a little bit? The gradient map is set onto a layer that's set to screen. So anything that is dark is going to be transparent. So it's only showing the light areas. So I set it to screen with a gradient map on top of it. The gradient map is only for changing the color, essentially. Okay, I like how this looks, but I don't... Actually, I really like how this looks, to be honest. Just trying to think of what I want to do color-wise. Because I can do... I want to do red. But I feel like I want to take the hue and saturation of all the cyans and get rid of the coloring. Or change it. Dean, you have a great Christmas as well. We should chit chat after the new year and figure out when we're going to get you on the stream. But for real. Okay, let's do that. Hue and saturation applied to this layer. Okay, this is without that. With. Without. With. Why is the hue and saturation not working? Let me group these together. Without. With. Without. With. Okay, I think I like it with, but I want to make it like 40%. Without. With. Alright, it's just distorting it more. I really wanted to distort Gronk. So with it, it does give it a little bit more of a techier, distorted look. So we're going to do that. Okay, there we go. And just one more thing. So just keep adding stuff. Just going to keep adding stuff. Let's do some final tweaks in Camera Raw. So I'm going to give this a... See, I'm going to give this a little bit of a vignette, but I want it to be the other vignette I had. So actually, I want to hit cancel. Yes, I would like to dismiss all changes in Camera Raw. I really just want to add this vignette again up top. Kind of like that. There you go. So now we'll combine everything together, and then we'll go into Camera Raw one final time. And really what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of grain. I think we're going to add some texture to this. And let's just give it a little bit, just a little bit of some stuff. 220 texture, let's set the clarity to 5, dehaze to 5. Dehaze usually does a lot. Let's add a little bit of vibrancy. Let's see what that looks like. Without, with, without, with. Very fine details, changing the contrast. All right, so now I'm actually calling it. We're actually gonna stop. Thank you guys for joining me on this earlier stream on a Tuesday. This was fun. Spent a little bit more time than just 90 minutes to flesh out details. As you can see, there's always little things I might want to add at the end. Like all these glitches and stuff, which add a lot, make this look pretty cool. So you guys all have a great holiday weekend. I will see you guys next Tuesday for the last stream of the year. Let me know what you guys want to see. But I'll see you guys next week. You guys have a Merry Christmas. And then next week, I'll wish you guys a Happy New Year's, it seems. So